Trump administration is boxed in because, as is now widely understood, the administration, the president, believed Israeli estimates about Iran's nuclear program, its strength, and critically, how it would respond to the decapitation of its leadership class. Kill the Ayatollah, kill the top 150 guys in charge of running the government and the military, and the place will collapse and something good will happen. That was the pitch. And it turned out to be wildly, comically wrong. The Iranians, who are whatever else they are, not stupid, had thought this through and had created a system that was impervious to decapitation. You kill the first 150, another 150 rise up to take their place. Probably a little more radical than the ones you just killed, but certainly clear about what their task is. So there was never going to be regime change on the cheap. Regime change would require a land invasion of Iraq, and there was no stomach for that in the United States. There's never been majority support for any kind of war with Iran, in the United States. And if, by the way, if you cared about the promise of democracy, that would be a stumbling block for you. But the advocates of this don't care at all what the public thinks, whether their children die, not of interest to them. In any case, the Trump administration knew very early that this was not going to produce the easy win that the Israelis had promised. And there's a lot of evidence that the president was angry about that. Now, we've spent the last 100 or so days listening to him try to posture his way out of it, threaten the Iranians into submission. It didn't work. But underneath it all, it's very obvious that the president, whose decision this was, by the way, and it's unfair to pass the buck to Netanyahu. He's not the president of the United States, but it's very clear that the U.S. president blamed Netanyahu for misleading him, and that's why, also very obvious in retrospect, he sent the Secretary of State out within days to say publicly in a stairwell in the U.S. Congress that we followed Israel into this war.